What's up, Steelers Nation? This right here might be the most realistic quarterback news we've had in a long time, because for the first time in this entire draft cycle, a quarterback just entered the 2026 NFL Draft. That actually makes sense for Pittsburgh. Not a pipe dream, not a we'd have to sell the future to move up guy, but a quarterback the Steelers could realistically land and develop the right way. Before we dive in, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and help us hit our goal of 3,000 subscribers. We just started this channel, and your support means everything. Let's get it. Now let's talk about Ty Simpson, and why this might be the most Steelers move possible. According to ESPN's Pete Thamel, Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson has officially declared for the 2026 NFL Draft. And the moment I saw that notification, I said, yep, that's a Steelers quarterback right there. Now don't get it twisted, Simpson isn't being talked about like Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore Jr., who are seen as potential top-of-the draft guys. But that's actually what makes this so interesting for Pittsburgh, because the Steelers were never going to be in position to draft one of those guys without a massive trade-up. Ty Simpson, that's a different story. Ty Simpson came into Alabama as one of the fastest-rising quarterback prospects in college football. Elite program, NFL-level coaching, pro-style concepts pressure every single week. Statistically, his season wasn't perfect, especially down the stretch. His efficiency dipped late, and that's where some scouts started questioning his ceiling. But let's talk traits. Simpson has good arm strength, mobility outside the pocket, experience in big games, and most importantly, he's still developing. And that last part, that's huge for Pittsburgh, because the Steelers don't need a quarterback to walk in and be the savior on day one. They need the next guy. Here's why Ty Simpson is such a realistic option for Pittsburgh. First, draft positioning. The Steelers wouldn't have to move up. In fact, they could potentially trade back, add more picks, and still get him late in the first round. That's vintage Steelers football. Second, developmental timeline. If Aaron Rodgers comes back for one more season, which the Steelers are clearly hoping for, Simpson doesn't have to start right away. He gets to sit, learn, adjust to NFL speed, and develop behind one of the smartest quarterbacks to ever play the game. That's exactly how you avoid ruining a young QB. Let's be real, Steelers Nation. If Rodgers returns, this team is not drafting a quarterback in the top 10. They're going to maximize the roster. Rodgers gives you stability for one more year, and Simpson gives you upside for the future. That's balance. That's smart team building. That's how you stay competitive. Now, while planning for tomorrow, and here's another thing people forget. The Steelers have real needs elsewhere. Defensive tackle, cornerback, wide receiver depth, big decisions at left tackle and left guard. This roster isn't one quarterback away from being perfect. That's why forcing a QB pick early would be a mistake. But taking a quarterback at the right value, that's different. With 12 expected draft picks, the Steelers have flexibility. They can build the roster and take a swing at the future. As a fan, I'll say this straight up. Ty Simpson feels like a Steelers quarterback. Not flashy, not hyped to the moon, but tough, coachable, and hungry. He's not being crowned already, and honestly, I like that. The Steelers have always thrived with guys who had something to prove. So now I want to hear from you, Steelers Nation. Would you be comfortable with the Steelers trading back into the first round for Ty Simpson? Do you like the idea of him learning behind Aaron Rodgers? Or do you want Pittsburgh to wait even longer to address quarterback? Drop your takes in the comments. I read every single one. But we're not finished yet. The Steelers just made a move that might not be flashy. It might not grab headlines on ESPN, but don't get it twisted. This move tells us a lot about how this team is thinking right now. And if you blinked, you probably missed it. Before we break it all down, do me a huge favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and help us hit our goal of 3,000 subscribers. We just launched Steelers Nation Update, and your support truly keeps this thing rolling. Alright, let's talk about this move. The Pittsburgh Steelers have officially signed cornerback Trey Flowers to the practice squad. Now here's the interesting part. This isn't some random signing. The Steelers originally put Flowers on the 53-man roster on Christmas Day, then released him earlier this week, and now they bring him right back to the practice squad. That tells you something. This is about depth, familiarity, and insurance at the cornerback position. Who is Trey Flowers? The real context. Trey Flowers is not a rookie. He's not a developmental project. This is an 8-year NFL veteran. in his career. 87 games played, 43 starts, 4 interceptions, 5 forced fumbles, 22 passes defended, 270 total tackles, with 211 solo tackles. Those are real NFL numbers. He was drafted by the Seattle Seahawks in the 5th round of the 2018 NFL Draft out of Oklahoma and started 40 games during his 4 seasons in Seattle. That matters because Seattle plays a physical, disciplined style of defense. Sound familiar? Why the Steelers brought him back? Let's be real, Steelers Nation. Cornerback depth in the NFL is never a luxury. It's a necessity. Injuries happen. Late season wear and tear is real, and playoff football exposes weak links fast. The Steelers bringing Flowers back tells me 3 things. 1, they trust him in the system. He already knows the playbook. There's no learning curve. 2, he's a plug-and-play veteran. If someone goes down, Flowers can step in without panicking. 3, this is about stability, not upside. They're not looking for a star here. They're looking for reliability. Recent experience matters. Flowers most recently played for the Detroit Lions, appearing in 2 games during the 2025 season. Now, 2 games might not sound like much, but staying active in the league in year 8 means coaches still trust you. And let's not forget, this guy has bounced around. Bengals, Falcons, Jaguars, Colts, Bears. That's not always a bad thing. That's experience in multiple defensive schemes, multiple locker rooms, and different coaching philosophies. As a fan, I actually like this move. Is Trey Flowers the future at corner? No. But is he exactly the type of veteran the Steelers want on the practice squad in January? Absolutely. This is about being prepared for an NY scenario. The Steelers don't panic, they plan. Steelers Nation, let me hear from you. What do you think? Is this just a depth move? Or does it tell you the Steelers are bracing for potential changes in the secondary? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. When you really step back and look at these 2 moves together, Steelers Nation, you start to see the bigger picture. On one side you've got the present, a veteran like Trey Flowers brought back not for headlines, but for stability, depth, and insurance. A move that says we're not cutting corners. We're preparing for everything. And the other side, you've got the future. A young quarterback like Ty Simpson, a realistic draft option, someone the Steelers can develop the right way, without panic, without selling the future, without forcing a savior narrative. And that right there, that's Steelers football. This organization has never been about shortcuts. It's about planning, development, and being ready when the moment comes. Whether it's grooming the next quarterback behind Aaron Rodgers or making sure the secondary doesn't fall apart in January. Every move tells a story. The Steelers aren't panicking. They aren't reaching. They're positioning themselves. And as a fan, that gives me confidence. Because teams that win consistently don't chase hype, they build foundations. So now it's on us, Steelers Nation. Stay patient, stay loud, and trust that this front office knows exactly what it's doing. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Steelers Nation Update, and help us hit our goal of 3,000 subscribers. We just started this channel, and you're helping build something special here. Drop your thoughts in the comments. QB of the future, depth moves. What do you want to see next? This is Victor, a proud, passionate Steelers fan. Here we go, Steelers.